way to get Trump's agenda through stubborn Congress. It looks like Trump made another brilliant move by bringing in General Kelly as Chief of Staff. Anthony Scaramucci was an unfortunate casualty, but he did his job serving the president by shaking up the staff and firing two huge leakers. What Anthony did, cleaning house of the ineffectual team that came before, was a tremendous benefit to Trump. Every organization needs a hatchet man, and they never last long past the swinging. Advertisement. It's the nature of the job. Because after the heads have rolled, a smart leader brings in the one guy who can bring everyone together again. Enter General John Kelly. Advertisement. After the establishment Republicans led by Reince and Spicer and the rest flopped on the Obamacare repeal, John Kelly's job is twice as hard. But what most people don't know about Kelly is that he once served as the Marine Corps Chief Liaison to Capitol Hill. Kelly understands that rather than addressing symptoms of problems, maybe we ought to try a shot at addressing root causes. Senator Tom Carper, DDA, who traveled with Kelly often on overseas missions and introduced Kelly at his confirmation hearing for Department of Homeland Security Secretary, told a reporter from the Daily Beast. "I'm encouraged that he's been named as Chief of Staff." Encouraged. And he is not the only Democratic senator singing Kelly's praises. He reached out to Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi. Because as one senior White House official said, tax reform is gonna be a heavy lift. No reason to write off, alienate Democrats any more than we already have. Which is a smart strategy for Trump to pursue. He can pick off enough Democrats with a tax plan and an infrastructure plan, and when he does, he will not be held hostage by establishment Republicans who want to force through bills that directly go against Trump's agenda. And striking fear in both the Democrats' and Republicans' hearts will be Kelly, according to one Dem Senate aide who said, "He seems like an odd person to bring in if you think he's your lapdog. Kelly strikes me as the type of person who just doesn't give a fuck. I don't think he cares. He'll say, 'This is what you should do. You hired me to tell you what to do. If you want to get this done, here is a PowerPoint on how to get it done and I will go execute.'" True, Trump will have to give a little to get a lot, but that is the art of the deal, and he literally wrote the book on that. Mike Pence accurately predicts how Trump will get back at GOP for Obamacare debacle. The Obamacare debacle sent shockwaves through Washington, D.C. Chuck Schumer's celebrating and the GOP is having a pity party. Not the way it is meant to go under total GOP control of government. Advertisement. But the swamp works in mysterious ways, and the muck at the bottom has caught many a man in its clutches, dragging them down to the bottom of American politics. In an interview with Tucker Carlson of Fox News, Vice President Mike Pence accurately predicted what Trump will do to the hapless GOP. Advertisement. Pence said, "That's pretty typical of Washington, isn't it? You, more often than not, see one set of rules for the American people and another set of rules for the political class here in our nation's capital. But as we move forward, the point is that whether the president makes a decision, it would be his decision whether to rescind that special treatment for members of Congress and their staffs." Did Pence just say what I thought he said? It's about time. Mike Pence is not playing games, and it appears neither is President Trump. This is a good idea on so many levels. Look, Congress, as federal employees, should have to live with the same consequences as stupid laws they pass as the rest of us. What we want is a health care system that works for all of the American people. I think the primary goal first is to give people freedom over their own health care choices again. Fair is fair, and Pence went to say, the very essence of living in a free society is people get to make their own decisions. But the president and I truly believe that if you lower the cost of health insurance, if you give Americans more choices in health insurance, that more Americans will choose, more employers will choose, to have and offer health insurance to their employees and have health insurance for their families. And if you make Congress live with their decision, we will without a doubt get better laws coming from the swamp. Share this if you agree with Mike Pence. Franklin Graham is sick of the smut. Are you comfortable with children reading whatever smut that has been put out designed for them to read? Especially something at a simple grocery store. Would Franklin Graham be happy with it? Is it now an accepted practice to put out magazines aimed at children to teach them how to have anal sex? Well, magazines aimed at young teenagers have changed from toys and cool stuff to showing kids how to participate in anal sex. Advertisement. What is wrong with the world? Why would a 13-year-old need to know how to have anal sex? Well, Franklin Graham has definitely spoken out against the magazine trying to turn children into heathens. Franklin Graham in this urgently passionate post, calling for Christians to take a stand against the society desperately trying to corrupt and lead their children astray. This is such a disgusting move by the clearly liberal whack jobs at Teen Vogue. After the gay marriage edict was forced through, now the liberals are trying to sexualize children. We all said that once gay marriage was legalized, the floodgates would open. Advertisement. This is Anal 101, for teens, beginners and all inquisitive folk, author Gigi Engel wrote in a guide to anal sex. Anal sex and anal stimulation can be awesome, and if you want to give it a go, you do that, encouraged Engel, a self-described sex educator. More power to you. Some people believe that this isn't a partisan issue, but we know who is trying to corrupt our children. Elizabeth Johnston, known as the activist mommy, told Fox's Todd Starnes she was flabbergasted, saying, "They should not be teaching sodomy to our children. This is not a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. This is not a conservative issue or liberal issue. This is a parent issue." What do you think about all of this? George W. Bush breaks silence with amazing confession about President Trump. Ever since Donald Trump became President of the United States, he faced a lot of challenges. Although his administration is one of the best administrations that America ever had, the liberals are using every opportunity to attack them. The liberals are spreading lies about Trump and his administration. This is sad because many American people believe in those lies. Also, the mainstream media is not really helping because they also attack the president and report fake stories about him. It's not easy being attacked every day by the liberals, however, Trump manages to do that. As World Politicus reports, the people do trust Trump and ignore the media's lies. But according to them, the latest person who came out talking about this successful administration is George Bush. Although Bush stayed out of the public eye since he left the office, he decided to talk with Matt Lauer of NBC about President Trump and he wasn't afraid to share his opinion. Although he's been silent for a long period, he broke the silence and stood behind Trump's back for the first time. World Politicus quotes him, "When I was president, you, the major networks, mattered a lot more, because there were, like, 3 of you. And now there are all kinds of information being bombarded out. People can say things anonymously, and it is just a different world." Bush is not a fan of how the media treats Trump. "We also do not like how the media doesn't show any respect to our president." However, no matter what happens in the future, the president will. However, Trump will continue to make our country a better place for everyone. He has proved that by his achievements since he took the office. It doesn't matter if you hate him or love him, he's one of the best leaders that our country ever had. General Mattis issues new orders to military, liberals' jaws hit floor with loud thud. When President Trump appointed General Mattis to Secretary of Defense, he knew the man changed the way things work in America in regards to protecting this nation. The former Marine only has one concern in his life. He wants to make the U.S. military the biggest, most lethal group in the world. It's a good time to ruin the world's bad guys, and General Mattis is the person to do it. Advertisement. That means eliminating everything that is wasteful. The sensitivity training needs to go because it doesn't make the military stronger. Secretary of Defense James Mattis has ordered a full review of any military training not directly relevant to warfighting. Mattis will make sure there is a review of everything that was put into effect, especially under Leon Panetta and the Obama administration. It will likely all be gutted. Advertisement. I want to verify that our military policies also support and enhance warfighting readiness and force lethality, Mattis said. Mattis also asked for a review into what should be done about permanently non-deployable service members. For years the politicians have ruined the U.S. military. They wanted to make the military a social experiment. It's been horrible that they think it's appropriate to push political correctness and social policies that ruin the military ever seen on this planet. Our soldiers, airmen, Marines, and sailors don't need to be bothered with sensitivity training. They need to know how to take orders, operate their weapons, and win battles. They don't have time to entertain the stupid notions invented by liberals who never served their country. The U.S. military is not a democracy. Nor is it a place for political nonsense. It is the single force that preserves our country and our freedoms. The American military will be prosperous again. It's too bad this didn't happen sooner.